Okay, so here we go. We're going to be doing number 12. So right here they're telling us the first triangle A is going to be between 270 and 360. Okay, so we just did that problem up there where it was, here's your 270, here's your 360. If you forget, it is on your unit circle so you can find A, O, and H. Sine is O over H, so O is -8, and hypotenuse is 17. So remember, hypotenuse is always positive, so the negative has to go to the 8. Now, looking at your triples, Pythagorean triples, if I have 8 and 17, the missing side is 15. Okay. So I have cosine, sine A there, so cosine A is going to be 15 over 17. Okay, then on number 12, B, we're between 90 and 180, so that's going to be in quadrant 2. So this is 90, and here's your 180. So A, O, H, so -5 and 13. Okay, and our missing side is going to be 12. No, we're not turning this in. This is for your review. So sine B is 12 over 13. It is going to be good practice for the test, which is next week. Thanks, sweetie. The review is over there. You're missing a quiz, yes. We'll talk about that after. I know. We'll talk. Okay, so here we go. Your formula is sine, cosine, cosine, sine. And now we're just going to pick everything off of here. So sine A is -8 over 17. Cosine B, -5 over 13. Cosine A is 15 over 17. And sine B is just 12 over 13. Okay. So here we go. -8 times 5 is 40. And 17 times 13 is 221. 15 times 12 is 180. And here it's 221. If at this point you not have a common denominator, please stop. You have made a boo-boo. And your final answer is going to be 220 over 221. We can't reduce it because this is not reducible. That word. Okay. Can't put 13 there. Here we go. So we'll do 13 here. So 13, they tell us tangent A is 7 over 24. Sine B is 3 over 5. So loud. Yes. Okie dokie. So here we go. We're going to be at 180 and 270. So here's your 180, here's your 270, our TOA. So A, O, H. So 7 goes here, 24 goes here. Again, we're in quadrant 3, so both the 7 and the 24 are negative. Using the Pythagorean triples, the missing side is 25. You will have the Pythagorean triples on your quiz, so you don't need to worry about that. This time they gave us tangent. I do need our sine and our cosine. And please make sure you mark these as A's. So sine is opposite over hypotenuse. And cosine of A is adjacent over hypotenuse. Okay, so just because they gave us tangent, tangent just gave us the picture, we do still need to have sine and cosine. Okay, now we're at 13. This one's going to be in quadrant 2. I don't know why I went so big. A, O, H. So O over H, so this is 3 over 5. And this is a 3, 4, 5 triangle, so negative 4. We have sine, so here's our cosine of B, which is negative 4 over 5. There's a negative. And this one, they want us to have cosine of A minus B. So cosine, cosine. Please pay attention to, if it's minus sign in here, it's a plus sign in here. Please, please, please be careful. And also my advice is to write this out, so now it's easier to do that plug and chug. So cosine A is negative 24 over 25. Cosine B is negative 4 over 5. Sine A is negative 7 over 25. And sine B is 3 over 5. 24 times 4 is 96. Times 5 is 125. Plus a negative 20. Ooh, that's an ugly 5. 125. Again, common denominators, so we are good. So 96 minus 21 is 75 over 125. Oop, and I think we can reduce that. Divided by 125. Yeah. Is 3 over 5. Okay. I'm going to go back because I realized I skipped number 6. Oops, daisies. Sine of 165. Okay, so the question is, what is sine of 165? So we have to look at the unit circle and come up with two angles on the unit circle to give us 65. And I see 135 and 30. Okay, you could do 120 and 45. There's multiple on here as long as it equals 135. So 165, sorry. So I'm going to use 135 plus 30. Sine, I was going to use the sine anyway. Because it's a plus, I'm using the plus one. So it would be sine. And I'm going to let 135 be my A and 30 be my B. So sine, cosine, cosine, sine. Okay, and we're going to use our unit circle. So I get square root of 2 over 2. Cosine of 30 is square root of 3 over 2. Cosine of 135 is negative 2 over 2. And sine of 30 is 1/2. Remember, we can multiply anything together here, and we're going to get the square root of 6 over 4 plus a negative square root 2 over 4. And the only thing I can do to make it pretty, square root of 6, because I have this minus all over 4. I cannot simplify it any more than that. Okay. Let's try number 7. Okay. Now, if you do not like negative angles, we can add 360. So 360 minus 105, I get 255. Okay. I love y'all. Y'all have problems with 255. Sometimes y'all are seeing it as 225, so we gotta be careful. There is no 255 on here. We gotta come up with one. And I see these two, 135 and 120. Okay. We could have used negative 105. It really is up to you. 135 plus 120. Okay. So we're going to use the cosine formula and the one with the plus. So this is going to be cosine, again, A and B. So cosine, cosine, sine, sine. Cosine of cosine of 135 is negative square root 2 over 2. Negative cosine of 120 is negative 1/2. Sine of 135 is square root 2 over 2. And sine of 120 is square root 3 over 2. Again, we're going to get very similar answers because there's only 5 numbers on this unit circle. So a negative times a negative is a positive over 4. Multiply this, we get negative 6 square root of 4. And the best I can do is this. Okay. Yes. Okay. There was a question on why we are subtracting, and if you go and look on the formula sheet, if it's a plus here, it's a minus here. Huh? Oh, okay.